Alright, let's start in with materials, finally. I think this is looking pretty good so far. I'm excited with all the little cut lines and nitty gritty stuff that we have in here. So I think this will take some materials very nicely. Alright, so first of all, we have a little materials pop-up, which is brought up with Shift V. And this has all of our material settings in here. There's also materials, if you go down here, switch this back to properties, and then go down to here. This is also materials. So this little materials property section and the Shift V materials pop-up menu are similar. They serve sort of the same purpose, except this materials pop-up has a couple of scripts in it that are designed to make adding and removing materials and creating new ones quicker. Also, copying is a lot faster here. It's one click here, but if you try to copy a material over here, it's going to be a few steps. But anyway, so here's all the settings. Here there's a bunch more settings, a bunch more settings, a bunch more. Another thing about this Shift V pop-up is it takes up a lot less screen space. So you get all these settings here, which you would normally have to kind of scroll through to see. And they're all contained here in one spot. Anyway, all of that to say, let's start doing stuff. So let me go to clean mode, Z, clean mode. Just make sure I can see my highlights here. And so if I click on each of these different objects, I can see that pretty much all of them have this one glossy material, or they should have this one glossy material. If you don't, that's fine too. It's no big deal. Like, let's say we didn't have any material on here and there was no material on here. All you have to do is click on your object. You can click this little circle thing and just search for F glossy. And so I'm going to use that one too over here, F glossy. And the cool thing is whatever color we change this to will affect all the other objects that have that glossy material. So again, Shift V, and then you change the color over here under base color. So whatever you want. And I want to go around and make sure everything that needs this material has it. So this one needs it. You can go over here. You can also go Shift V over here. This is the same button. Glossy. Oh, I forgot to mirror it. Shift X, live mirror. And then what else? These guys need it too. Shift V, glossy. This one too. So just go around and find everything. Some of these things don't need it. I think these are going to be different colors. Maybe this stuff will be different colors. We'll see. So this one, I'll go Shift V, and let's look for glossy gray. This is our other color. Maybe all this stuff, Shift V, glossy gray. Okay, easy. And then this one too. Now, what if you want to make a new material here? Like, let's say I want this to be gray and this to be hardware color or different metal color. I can pick the other one, Shift V, and say add slot. That creates a new slot. It's empty right now, so we have no material there. But we can do the same thing here. Just pick a new material. And we did create one in the last video called hardware. So I just click here and type in hardware. There it is. So these guys, maybe I want to create another material for these. Let's try, is there a rubber? Let's type in RUBB. Okay, we got rubber here. Shift V, rubber. Okay. And these guys can be probably that dark gray metal, glossy gray, sorry. And same thing in here for all the hardware. Select all of those, and maybe a couple of these. Shift V, add a slot, and type in hardware. If you missed that creating the hardware material in the last video, it's pretty easy. I'll just do it over. So here, let me delete this material. Delete. So now I'm gonna grab all these again. And this time I'll go Shift V and I'll say new material, this button. And this one I can rename it up here, so I'll call it hardware again. And it's just a plain old gray material. Shift V, or I can even deselect stuff now since it's already assigned. So Shift V, and we can change the color here and under base color, and we can change the metallicness over here. And that's going to be the shine, like, you know, metalness, basically. And we can go like that. Alright, and then this one lost the hardware because we deleted it. So we deleted it. So let's go here, type in hardware. So that's the new hardware that we just created. And the same thing over here. HARD. Okay. You can also give booleans a certain material. So like if I wanted this top to be a certain material, I could just change this boolean's material to glossy gray. It doesn't work anymore? No! Okay, I guess not. Interesting. That may or may not be a problem. Oh well. Okay, so let's go around and just make sure everything is set up correctly. Actually, you know, I think we're gonna do some slightly complicated stuff on this body material and on the gray. So I want to actually figure those out first before I start copying materials, or before I start making any new materials, because what we can do is do all the complex setup up front, do it one time, do it properly, and then we copy it to all the other materials very quickly. So let's do that. I'm going to save this here, and in the next video we'll work on developing this red glossy material into something really cool with dirt and weathering and all sorts of interesting effects. Okay, see ya.